Hello! Today we're going to be going over Anahatasana, heart-melting pose. This is a wonderful pose to open up the front of the shoulders, the heart, and the chest. A lot of us have that posture sitting at the computer all day, so this is a really beneficial pose to change that, eventually getting that area open. And this is also targeting the lung meridian, which comes from the thumb through the inner arm to the shoulder and side of the rib cage. Okay? Yes, boo-boo. So beginning on all fours, just taking you through the traditional Anahatasana. So when we see it in books and such, we see the pose being practiced like this. The hands are way in front of the body. The chest is down. The hips are over the knees. And sometimes, although I think this is not a good thing to do, the chin is on the mat. I think this is much too hard on the cervical spine. So also the forehead can be to the mat. So this is your stereotypical heart-melting pose. For me, this is much too intense on my shoulders. And I'm getting a super deep low back bend here, which can be great, but I kind of don't want to hold this for 3 to 5 minutes, right? So I'm going to show you some different ways. So that's the full version that is spoken of in many books. I'm going to show you some different ways to do that. The first way, thank you Sarah Powers, she came up with a pose called quarter dog, which you can brace the forearm down on the mat, bringing your forehead behind the forearm on the mat, and then just open one shoulder at a time. This is much more forgiving, not so much weight being placed in the shoulders, less of a back bend here, but still this is pretty intense if you're going to hold this for 3 minutes. Of course, in YIN, we're letting go of all the muscles, we're melting into this pose, right? If that's not sustainable for your 3-minute pose, or 1 or 2, however long you decide to do this for, usually 3 minutes is the average. You can also use a bolster. This is a traditional bolster here. You can bring it. Now I see a lot of books doing, or videos as well, doing it sort of this way, but I'm not getting the benefits of the pose very much this way because my chest is lifted. This is more of a restorative version because you're really propped here. You're not opening the front of the shoulders very much here. So you can do it this way. Bring the prop underneath the forearms. Bring the forehead to the edge of the bolster. And there you go. This is very, yeah, see, I feel this. I feel this. This is YIN. So we want to feel the pose in the body. We want to activate change. This is getting deep into the front of the armpits, the shoulders, and the chest. Now, if this is too much, we're just going to bring the knees in. Not too much, because we want to still feel that opening in the shoulders. Maybe just bring the hips back a little bit. This is actually really perfect for my body right now. Everyone's body's different. Yes, Nico. But this is really feeling very good. So this would be my hold. Another option, if that bothers your low back, come into those child's pose like knees wide, toes come to touch. Go ahead and sit the hips way back. Enter the pose that way. This is more friendly to the low back. Again, as long as you're getting that deep opening to the front of the shoulders, the lung meridian targeting here. If you don't have a bolster, 2 blocks on the lowest setting, putting your hands maybe around the edge of the block there. Again, you can do the child's pose with the legs, or if you want a little more intensity, come up on the knees. My head is now below my shoulders, so I'm definitely getting that stretch. This is a little more intensity because my head is touching the mat and my arms are raised above that. This would be my personal favorite, I think, right now. I keep changing my mind. So let's practice that. So find your version of Anahatasana, and we're going to hold it for 3 minutes, about-ish, and I'll guide you through it, okay? Pause if you need to, grab a prop, pillow, blocks, whatever you need, blankets. Take an inhale deeply. Exhale deeply and melt. Forehead comes down. Figure out if that leg position is working for you. I'm going to do child's pose legs, I think. Big toes to touch, knees wide. Find that stretch to the front of the shoulders, to the chest, to the underneath the armpit area. Once you've found that, let go of all muscle. And breathe. We're here for 3 minutes. Visit the YIN sensations in the body without judgment. Let the belly hang without judgment. Tap into the breath. Just the natural rhythms of the breath. On your next inhale, send the breath where you feel the most sensation in this pose. And on the exhale, surrender and release any tension, any holding on. Soften the jaw and the neck. No tension in the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, the hips, the back. We're just lying in this shape, like a rag doll, draped onto the mat. If you have props, you're just draped over the props. Notice once again any tension, any tightness. Right now I feel this on my neck. I'm going to breathe, inhaling into that area. And exhaling, just letting go and surrendering. Letting the sensations be as they are. Each exhale, surrendering a little deeper. Noticing the thinking mind. Just note that all it is thinking. Come back to breath. Sensation in the body. Sounds, taste, touch, any of the five senses. Come back to the present. About 1 more minute here. Just breathing and being in this shape. Noticing sensation. Accepting the pose in the body. Take 1 more deep inhale. 1 long exhale. Feel the pose in the body. And then very slowly shift your hips forward. Get to a position where you can lift yourself up. Maybe bring those forearms to the block. And then we're just going to come into a counter pose, which is child's pose, just briefly. And I like to take child's pose with crocodile hands underneath the forehead. You can have the knees wide or together. Whatever feels best in your body. Knees together is a little more rounding to the spine. Notice the difference in the area that we just focused on. Feel the creep of the tissue, neutralizing. Back to its original shape. And when you're ready, come up to a seat. Thank you for joining me. That is Anahatasana. If you have any questions, please comment below. Thank you.